Day 126. 126. It was an up and down day for me. I didn't get that much rest. I woke up early, woke up to some bad news. Um, so I used to be a behavior counselor for kids a while ago. And one of the kids who's grown now, he was 29 years old, got murdered yesterday, last night, or maybe technically this morning, leaving the club. And at first, when I heard the news, I wasn't like I had no emotion at all. Maybe because I was just waking up, but I had no emotion. And we, me and my ex, we both were counselors there, and we seen a lot of, not a lot, but we seen several, I should say, kids who lost their life to to the hands of someone else. Um, but this particular kid, we called him, like, we used to say he was like our adopted son. You know what I mean? He even has the same name as my oldest son. And to find out that he got murdered from, yo, it was good. It's good, broken traditions. How you feeling, man? But yeah, to find out that the kid got murdered, no longer a kid, a grown man breaking up a fight. Uh, it was kind of tough to hear that news today. So it's been an up and down day for me overall. But when I heard it, when I processed what happened, because initially when I heard it, I had no emotion, no feeling at all. But later on, it started hitting me like, damn, yo, we lost another one. You know what I mean? He had two daughters too, so it was kind of tough hearing that news, especially because he was breaking up a fight and somebody ended up shooting and he got hit and he didn't die instantly. So yeah, so I feel bad for him and his family. But anyways, to today's topic, uh, I want to show y'all this video. Let me screen share this real quick. All right.
I'm willing to bet some of us don't set a goal because the fear of not keeping your word to yourself. You can talk about everybody else, but damn, I've been letting myself down. I've been lying to myself. I ain't been following up on my word to myself. See, it's easy for us to point now, but I'm learning self-improvement. Ooh, it'll make you look in that mirror, man. It'll have you scared to look in the mirror too. You be peeking, side-eyeing it. Don't you brushing your teeth like this here. No, look in the mirror. The same way you been on your cousin who ain't paid you back. The same way you been on that uncle that ain't paid you back. The same way you been on your husband, your wife, your uncle.
So I'm gonna pause it right there. So keeping your word, that's really what it's about. People do tend to focus more on other people than focus on themselves. Keeping your word. One of the things about this journey right here with me, starting this live stream, starting from the beginning of the year and saying I'm gonna go live every single day. And broken traditions, I'm sure you can speak on this, because I remember when you first started. Well, not first started, because I didn't know you then, but I remember the beginning stages of when you started. So chime in or whatever, and just sticking to something every day, putting it out on camera, saying that, hey, I'm gonna go live for 365 days. And for those people who watch on a regular basis, y'all know that some days I come up here and I just don't feel like doing it. I've announced it. I've said it. I also told y'all from the very beginning that I would, even the days where I don't feel like coming on, even if I had to make a quick 5-minute video, something short, it doesn't matter. The biggest thing is about being consistent, and then the rest of the improvement will come as time goes. What's good on DJ INB? What's good, Banky and Ma? Thanks for watching. But yeah, it's tough, but putting it on camera, now I'm holding myself accountable because y'all are watching, and y'all expecting me to do it. And the funny thing is, though I am committed, people will text me or call me if I'm not live at a certain time, and they would ask me, "Hey, you going live today?" And I truly appreciate that, because it keeps me going. It holds me accountable. Even though I'm pretty good at holding myself accountable, it still holds me accountable. So I do appreciate that. But holding yourself accountable and focusing on yourself is tough. So sometimes if you have to do it, if you have to announce something publicly to keep you going, don't be scared to do it. Because it's times where people, and when I say publicly, I'm not talking about just telling somebody. I'm talking about on camera, putting it out there, social media. So now people could be like, "Yeah, what happened? What are you doing?" It helps. Whatever you need to keep yourself going. So, writing, your affirmations down. I do that every day. So that's something that's also going to help, being able to write down what you want to do or what you plan on doing, and writing it down consistently. I still write down what I plan to do with my YouTube every day. Everything that I say I'm going to do, I try to stick to it as much as possible. But this one in particular, I really have no choice, because I mean, obviously I have a choice, but I don't have a choice because I put it out there to the world. And I don't want to fail. I don't want to fail myself. That's why I do it. But I don't want to fail now to the people who watching, to the people who look forward to it. Even if it is a small group of people who consistently watch, that's how I knew that was going to happen. I knew it was going to be times when maybe nobody watched. Luckily, I have a few supportive people around me that, especially my mother being one of them, who's going to watch regardless, just because I'm her son, so she can always watch. You know what I mean? But I also have other people around, people who I shouted out just now, and then there's others as well. But it makes it a little bit easier. But I knew it was times where I wasn't going to have anybody for real watching, and I still had to make the video. Now, that's when I set the plan. When I set the plan, I knew people wasn't going to watch. Fortunately for me, I've always had at least one or two people that watch, and times I have more people. But when you set a goal, hold yourself accountable. Stop worrying about other people. Focus on yourself. Write things down. Put things on your mirror if you need to. It's just I don't know. Just stick to the plan. You know what I mean? People love to pay attention to other people because it takes the heat off them. People also love to help other people because then they don't have to worry about going through the hard stuff themselves. I had a person one time. I'll give you an example, because I didn't say that how I wanted to say it, because I'm thinking about a whole bunch of things at one time. But there was a woman that I knew, who helped me as I was starting my business. And shout out to her. She was a good woman. I don't have no issue with her. But during that time, I told her, "Hey, you wanted to start a business. Why don't you go ahead and get your LLC as well?" And she literally said, "I'll do that later. Let me help you." And she knew what to do, but she was like, "Let me help you. Let me be your assistant." And I was like, "Cool. I like that." Unfortunately, things didn't work out with us for other reasons. Not even nothing really that serious. It's just certain obstacles that I wasn't willing to go through. But she was so willing to help me, but she didn't help herself. Why? Because if she would have started that LLC, that means now she would have had to put forth that effort. And if things fail, she has to look in the mirror and say, "Damn, I failed." You know what I mean? But if you're helping somebody else, if things fail, you can be like, like, hey, you're there to encourage them and pick them up, and you feel good that you're doing something that you feel is positive, but you're not really doing it for you. And yes, it's not about being selfish, but sometimes people are being selfless so they don't have to deal with the consequences of whatever they do failing. You know what I mean? Or just going through the ups and downs of trying to achieve said goal. If I have to do it myself and I'm on a downward spiral because it happens, am I going to be able to stick to it? So it's like, I don't know. Let me just help somebody else. So everybody's not meant to not meant to be entrepreneurs. Not everybody's meant to start their own thing. Some people are just good support systems, and there's nothing wrong with that. But that's what entrepreneurship. There's other things that people use the same. They have the same mindset, but it's things that they have to do, that you need to do. You need to be financially stable. You need to take your health, seriously. So when it's time to go to the gym and eat right and stuff like that, there is no let me go help somebody else. No, you have to help yourself because you only get one life, one body. Scared of self accountability. Exactly. People are scared of that. And they won't hold themselves accountable. What they'll start to do is, blame the environment around them. And we all guilty of that, blaming the environment around. I do it all the time. But as I do it, I'm always looking for solutions and seeing, can I continue to push forward? Can I find solutions? My mother told me that just recently. Like, son, you when you go through stuff, you're still looking for solutions. And I might see things around me and blame some of that. I blame myself as well. You know what I mean? I'm just kind of pissed. But at the end of it, once I vent, then I'm like, all right, what's the next thing? How can I fix this? What can I do? So yeah, I'm kind of I'm thinking all at the same time. Like when I make these videos, a lot of times I'm talking to y'all, but I'm also talking to myself. I'm looking at how I could improve even more. All these different things. But till next time, I appreciate y'all watching. Don't be afraid to hold yourself accountable. When you pick a goal, stick to it. Stop worrying about trying to help everybody else because you're scared to fail. As a matter of fact, if you're scared to fail, this is the new mindset you're gonna have. If you helping somebody else and they failed, you failed. You failed them. So now you don't have you can't sit there and just say, hey, I'm gonna go help everybody else because I'm scared to do it. Nah, you guys, you failed. Y'all both failed. So worry about yourself. Start holding yourself accountable. Start writing things down. If you need to put it out there, sometimes that's not always the best, depending on the thing, because a lot of times you could get some hate, some negative energy, and you find yourself just in certain dilemmas, and you're like, damn, why is all of this happening? And it's because people secretly just be hating on you. They be mad, right? But you just gotta, you gotta figure it out. Either you're gonna put it out there and you're gonna fight through it regardless. And maybe some of it is your pride that's saying, yo, I can't fail in front of everybody. I gotta go harder, or because like, think about it like this. If you was to put, let's say if you're kind of out of shape and you was to put your body, not in a sexual way, but you put your body out on social media, say, hey, I'm gonna get in shape, and you show everything. And normally you're not that type of person to show. You gotta get in shape now, because if you don't, only image people are gonna have of you is you out of shape. That's how I look at it. I'm like, yo, I got something in my teeth. Yeah, I was eating some peppers. Nobody said nothing to me. That's crazy. But anyways, yeah, sometimes you gotta do that. When I first started my fitness journey, me and my boy DJ IMB Barry, we made videos on YouTube. We did our measurements and all of that stuff. You know what I'm saying? I was a lot slimmer. And I put that out there, and I'm like, yo, I gotta go hard now because it's out there for the people to see. So they gotta see some change. I can't, just only let them see me as a smaller dude, a slim dude. You feel what I'm saying? So do whatever you gotta do, but write it down for sure. I'm big on the affirmations. I'm big on writing it down. Like I said, till next video, peace.